Wavy.
This song get you in the mood right here.
Have you ever showered in the ocean? On a yacht in Nova Scotia, bring that body closer. Toast the shooter sitting in a toaster. Put that drink up on the coaster and ride that thing like roller coaster. The way that you ride it, it got me high just like the gold. Just say I'm
Say I'm
exotic.
exotic and I was.
I know you. Well, I'm glad that I know you now. And I can see you on a pain. Baby, we can have a
Uh-huh.
ain't no need to celebrate.
We do this shit daily. We do this shit. Hey, hey. I needed this song. I needed that. We do this shit. What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all come on in. Come on in. Y'all already know what it is. You know the motherfucking vibe. It's your girl Yoshi Mommy here on Sista Talk TV, brought to you by Culture Vision TV with Twisted Nappy Music Group MGMT. Period. Look, y'all know the vibes. It's Wednesday. I know. Let's not talk about it. We're here now. Okay. So you already know what it is. We're gonna get into a serious topic. Now, this topic right here was very hard to do research on because it's an ongoing situation that we are still dealing with today. I'm talking about the pandemic, COVID-19, and all its 17 variants. Are you vaccinated? I can't lie, y'all. I'm fully vaccinated. I only did it for purposes personal to me. You do what you do and let me do me. You feel me? So we're going to talk about the Black pandemic education, y'all. Because this right here was a challenge and a struggle, not only for the kids, but for us parents as well, because we became teachers. And I don't remember going to school to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? I went to school for music teaching. Yeah, maybe it goes hand in hand, but the math don't be math, and the English is not even English. So we got a few topics we're gonna get to. In the Black pandemic education, we're gonna hit like the different levels of education. I want to talk about elementary through middle school students, how they did through the pandemic. I wish, we could talk to y'all, talk to the kids, parents. If you have kids, elementary through middle, I want to hear from you. We're going to talk about the high school kids and what they had to deal with, college as well, and then we're going to talk about how we can move forward in this new world that we're living in. So let's go ahead and just get into it. I want to start with the elementary and the middle school kids because that is something that is my own personal experience. So single moms and teachers were definitely hit extremely hard during this pandemic, and not only that, it just happened so abruptly. Nobody knew what they were going to do. Nobody knew whether they were going to be able to keep their job, if the kids were going to do school, how was that going to work? Everything was new to us. We just knew we just had to get out of there and had to get away from one another. So, the elementary school children, in my opinion, suffered the most out of all the levels of education, from losing out on that one-on-one time during the actual learning process to gaining social anxiety from being away from their friends and teachers for 2 years. Like, I know for my elementary school child, the pandemic started in what, the end of third grade, start of fourth grade for him. And getting into the whole online school situation was definitely a challenge. Now, once the kids got out of school, my job ended up getting shut down as well. So I went on unemployment and I was able to stay home. There, are other people who didn't have that privilege of being able to stay home, still get paid, and help their children with their schoolwork. So I was blessed in that sense to be able to do so. Um, and yeah, what really was the challenge for me was making sure that the work was getting done. The teachers would send the work, they would be online on the Zoom, and yeah, you're looking at the child, but you're not actually seeing what they're doing on the computer. So, they're on here playing Roblox and Minecraft and all these other things instead of listening to the lesson. And that was, the early stages where everybody was probably using their own computers mainly. And, a few students had the laptops. Even when they did have the laptops, it was still an issue with the kids not paying attention, not showing up. Some of them were laying down, and I made sure that my child was still in uniform, at least the shirt, sitting there in front of the teacher in the Zoom class, because you still need to present yourself in as a student. And you're not about to represent me, even if you are sitting in the chair at home. You know what I mean? Thank you for that light. Thank you for that laughter. Thank you for that love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, so I want to say, once the next school year started, um, I thought it would be simpler, thought it would be easier. And it wasn't. It wasn't. And I found myself being that parent who was sitting in front of the computer with my child, staring at him, making sure that he was getting his work done, which meant that I wasn't getting anything done myself. And then I was also pregnant at the time, and that was another thing. And I was, already kind of finicky during this pregnancy because of my past experiences. So I wasn't trying to add any extra stress onto my situation. And that was complete stress, complete stress. So, um, there were pre-K students and kindergarten students who never stepped foot into an actual classroom. Um, so they were, confused and uninterested in the computer screen when, this is supposed to be your, one of those pivotal milestones in your life. You're going to a big school for the first time. You might have gone to daycare, and you might have gone to one of those really expensive daycares that was like a school. But this is something that's different because it's not just small kids. You got big kids as well. So, this is just a total new experience for them, and they just never got that opportunity. So once they finally got to school, this year when the kids went back to school normally, I just wonder, like, how it was for them. How did they feel? What did they think? So I can only talk about, my peers and their children, um when it comes to the small kids. And I know there are plenty of people who lost their jobs because of the fact that they couldn't find anybody to keep their children during this time period. Again, when you have the small children, it's hard to keep their attention. It's easier to do it when you're in person, but for them to have to stare at a screen and um, try to interact with other children, try to interact with the teacher that they never met in person. I can only imagine how difficult that was. Um, the I wrote here that it's a critical time where you begin to really learn social skills. Yes, it is during that pre-K and kindergarten time. And that was taken away for them. So I just, that's not something that we had to deal with growing up. So do we talk about therapy even for the babies? And try to help them process what is happening, what is going on. This pandemic has really shifted a lot of the country, shifted a lot of our focuses, shifted a lot of our families. We've lost a lot of people during the pandemic because of COVID. But let's stick on education. So hey Kendra, hence a lot of behavior issues, more that they're in first and second grade. Yes, that is true as well, because they never learn that classroom etiquette. That's what you learn in pre-K and kindergarten. You learn that classroom etiquette. You learn the 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. You know, now that they're in the first and second grade, yes. You learn the finger over the mouth. You learn how to stand in the line, and those are the things that you take with you. You learn those um the basic skills you need to succeed. ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. As far as the behavior goes, a lot of children learn behavior by mimicking their peers, and you can't get that experience as well. So I totally agree with that. Yes, everybody, like, share, comment, follow the page, follow Culture Vision TV, follow my man T Rex. It's Culture Vision TV, Sister Talk TV. We are here Tuesdays and Thursdays. We here Wednesday, and we ain't gonna talk about it because we still here. So elementary and middle. So now that my son, he was like I said, I think in the third grade, going into the fourth grade. He just is finishing up fifth grade and is about to go into middle school. I don't feel like he's completely prepared as far as the learning goes. I don't, because your child and you know that they do better in the actual classroom, and you can see how this time apart has really changed who they are. And I've seen that in my child, and it's not, unfortunately, it's not for the better. you know this this has been a traumatizing experience for a lot of these children, and I don't think we take into account their feelings or their experiences as the adults in their lives, as the parents. I can only imagine what the teachers had to deal with coming back into the classroom with these children. I can't imagine how much pent up energy, and they want to talk all the time because they haven't seen their friends, and everything is new and exciting. Because I know I've had plenty of phone calls this year, and it's been crazy for me personally. So I'm sorry, y'all, I'm reading my notes. So like I was saying, now that my son is going into middle school, luckily for him, he's just starting. So he didn't miss, some of the pivotal things that you learn in middle school that, you're supposed to kind of take over into high school. So middle school children either never stepped foot in their school and physically met their peers and teachers, or they missed a year they could never get back. A lot of middle schools start at sixth grade as well. So I'm pretty sure that was challenging. So either you missed the year on the front or you missed the year on the back. Whichever way it came, I'm sorry. Kendra says, my coworker made the difficult decision to retain her daughter. We need to talk about that as well. We need to talk about that as well. And what I consider it, I feel like if you know your child and you think that is what's best for the success in the future of that child, I say you do that. You know, the only thing that really honestly is a con in the situation would be the people around that child. And kids are going to be kids, and kids are mean. They're going to say what they're going to say, but hopefully you have that conversation with your child if they are of that age to have that conversation, and they are understanding. And I know the young ladies, they develop faster than the young men, so they're a little more mature, they understand a little more early. Have the conversation and let them know why this is happening, because I know a lot of people who you know were retained back in the day, and they never had that conversation, and they felt some type of way and didn't know why this was happening to them. So I say, if you have to do that, you do that. But I still think that the child deserves, that conversation. Okay, Kendra, we here, girl, period. Okay. So the one thing about middle school that was a critical that was critical was learning to switch between classes. That was something in middle school that you got your schedule, you got your A day, B day. Ooh, I think I need to go get my plug for my computer, but I'm gonna keep talking. You got your A day, your B day, and you're learning how to go in between. You're remembering which day is which. You learn all of that in middle school. And if you missed middle school period and you got the high school, you kind of, have a little kind of a setback, for lack of better words. Um, you also learn how to use a locker, do the combination thing in middle school. And again, that's another setback. You're just learning how to switch between classes. You're learning the days, which day do I go to gym? Which day do I have band? And then now you got to learn how to use a lock and a locker. How many classes do you think these kids are going to be late for? How many times do you think they're going to be mixed up on what day is which? So that gives them a little bit of a disadvantage as well. And that's another reason why I'm glad that my son didn't have to experience that. He's leaving the 5th grade, going to 6th grade, and he will be going to a whole nother school in a whole nother state. And we're going to hope that boosts his confidence, because he's been through a lot this year and during the pandemic as well. I keep saying during, like it's not over. It's not over at all. Um, but yeah, all of those are big milestones during those years, elementary through middle, that kind of, mold your school experience and help you to, I guess, be dressed for success, in the school spirit. So we spoke on elementary and middle school. I want to thank Kendra for coming through and giving us a little 1-2. I love y'all's input, and I love that we can talk. Even if we don't agree on something, all points are valid here with Sista Talk TV. Brought to you by Culture Vision TV, with Twisted Nappy Music MGMT. So we're gonna get into the high school students, and I wanted to have a few people, high school teachers, to come and speak on it because middle school, end of elementary school sometimes, that's the time period where, you start going through puberty and, things are changing. But once you get to high school and them hormones are raging, I just cannot imagine how sitting at home for a couple years, played out in high school when they got there. I can't even imagine. So, in high school, such a pivotal time in a teenager's development and how things play out for them. So, for the 9th through 10th graders, who would have just been hitting high school, trying to learn everything, they missed that. They missed that. And coming into school in your 11th grade year, not having that social interaction, that it's hard to build such a relationship and a rapport with your teachers through the camera. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could have ever had the relationship that I have with who I consider my favorite teachers through a camera. I don't think I could have ever developed that relationship. And so coming into your 11th grade year, that's all those big tests. That's okay. Now I need to buckle down and figure out if I'm going to college, where am I going to college? I need to line these things up because 12th grade year, you want that to be your easy year. You might even have a half day. You're supposed to be smooth sailing. I'm going to college. You got a couple of BS classes. It's supposed to be cool. 11th grade year is a tough year. So to have missed 2 years before that and come straight in, and this is your first high school experience, whew, Jesus Christ, I cannot. And I can only try to put myself in their shoes and imagine what it would have been like for me. And I would have probably been able to do it, but the stress that adds on a person. And like I said, and if y'all listen to the last podcast, and we were talking about relationships, and we were talking about how in high school, that's when things really get popping when it comes to your relationship, you learning relationship. It's so many things going through your head from the age of 13 to the age of 18 that missing that time could make or break your child. So, how do we, as parents of teenagers, because I'm not there yet, how could y'all um create an environment to make sure that now that this pandemic is kind of, I guess, slowing down, because like I said, it's not over, create a space for success for your child now that things are moving along. What I think needs to happen for everyone is definitely the talk of therapy. Definitely, because um the suicide rates for these kids is going up and going up. They're not talking, they're not saying anything. They're so used to seeing people on the internet acting like they're happy that all they know is to act happy. You can, like, if you can understand the brainwashing that goes on the internet, You just got to know these things. So they definitely need to speak to someone, and not even just the teenagers, even the younger kids need to speak to someone as well, because again, this has been a traumatic experience for me. I can only imagine how it has been for the children. But getting back to the high school children, so if we miss ninth and 10th grade, we see how that could set us up to, down a path of stress. Like I said, 11th grade year is like the make or break year for you in high school. Like you cannot BS in 11th grade. But let's say you were in ninth grade and now you're out and you miss 11th, you miss 10th and 11th grade. Now, how would that look for somebody, them coming in? I think you'd be okay. I think if you missed 10th and 11th grade, you definitely could be okay. The only thing that, like I said, that I worry about is missing that 11th grade year. That's a lot of information that you would have to be taking in and trying to study and learn yourself in order to pass all of these high school exams. So if you came in and you did ninth and you did 10th and you missed 11th and 12th grade year, again, it's all about that 11th grade year. You missed that year. I think for those people, you would be okay, because again, you should have developed your study habits from ninth to 10th grade, and kind of 10th grade you see what's kind of going to happen as far as those tests go, and you kind of get a little more information so you can take it upon yourself to go ahead and start studying now. That's all I'm saying. That would be me. um but let's say you come in and you miss that 12th grade year. Now, you seniors, I feel so sad for the seniors who never got to walk across that stage. And that's even for, you know, not just the seniors. You have those kindergarten graduations, those sixth grade, fifth grade graduations, high school seniors, college seniors. All of these graduations everybody missed. Even my hubby missed his police academy graduation because of the pandemic, and they just had it this year. So yeah, so I really feel bad. And then they had the drive-by graduations. Everybody had drive-by birthday parties and things like that. I just thought that was so sad. Like I didn't want any of that. No, I just kept a close circle of people that, you know, if they went out the country or been around a bunch of people, they would let me know, and I'll be like, okay, well, give it a couple of weeks, or just kept a close circle of people to be around during that time. But no, we're not gonna do a drive-by party. You know, kudos to all of those who did do that. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I just couldn't do it. It just doesn't feel right. It just feels weird. Everything just felt like a movie. But high school seniors missing that huge, huge, huge milestone of making it to senior year, having prom, having the most lit spirit week. You're finally that's the senior of the school. So you big dog on campus. You feeling good. You beating your chest. You just did not get any of that experience. And I'm so sorry for y'all. I'm so sorry, babies, that y'all did not get that experience. But if you did graduate, congratulations, my black brothers and black sisters, because that is an accomplishment. A lot of people don't make it there. So you take that, you know, take that. You did that. During this BS that we're going through, you did that. So parents, make sure you let your high schooler know, your senior know. Even though you didn't walk across that stage, you did that. You set yourself up you got one level up on a few people out there in that world. Now, if you really want to level up, I can't tell you that right now. We're gonna talk about that on another show. It's Sista Talk TV, Culture Vision TV with Twisted Nappy Music, MGMT. I can't wait to dig into my purple bag and light me up one of these birthday candles. So yeah, I'm sorry to the seniors, but I hope you use that high school diploma to make yourself proud or your mama, whoever you want to make proud first. So college students. Now college students, I really think y'all cool. Y'all cool, you know what I'm saying? Because you got online college and things like that. But nothing will ever compare. And I'm speaking from a college girl perspective myself. Nothing will ever compare than having that campus experience. I'm sorry. Nothing will ever compare to that. And if you missed out on that freshman year of college, I don't know what to say. That's a lit ass year. Okay. Now I wasn't as lit as everybody else that year because I was pregnant. Yes, I was. But I was still slightly lit. Now, getting into, you know, freshman year in college, not being able to go, having online classes. Now, some people were able to move on campus still, but they still had to take online classes and they still had to, you know what I'm saying? It was still a touch and go situation, but they still kind of got a little bit of experience, but it wasn't any like parties. It wasn't, all the freshman things that go on because, freshmen come in early on campus, um, and they get to, have a slight run of the campus before a lot of the other students. And when there's nothing to do, it kind of dulls your college experience. So you kind of don't get to fall in love with the school how you would. Like, I can imagine not having my freshman year because that was my only year of college. Like, how would I would have never had a story. I would have never you, those memories. I would have never met my best friend. Dang, I can imagine not meeting Maya. Oh my God. Oh, and there goes the computer. Computer is done. So we're still talking about the college students here. Going into, like, say, okay, so you missed freshman year, you missed 10th grade. I can't really speak too much on it because, like I said, I only did the freshman year in college, and it was great. It was lit. I got my credits, but I went down another path of life, and now I'm here talking to you. That means I'm doing great. Mind your business. But I think that the college experience is, from then on is kind of boring. And then college gets kind of repetitive and annoying. And then you're writing and you're over it and lectures and you're not getting enough sleep. And God forbid that you want to do extracurricular activities, then you really ain't getting any sleep. And really, God forbid, if you want to go ahead and pledge, then you better be taking general studies because no, I'm just joking. Like, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And I know my Black brothers and sisters, you can do it. But for the most part, it's easy. And the advantage that everybody had during this black pandemic education experience was you could cheat. You could cheat. This was the time that you've been waiting for, especially the college students and high school students. This was the perfect time for you to do what you've been wanting to do this whole time, which is cheat. And that's why I say college couldn't have really been that bad. I mean, you had the computer there. You could have had several computers over here, something doing something over here. You taking a test over here. If you were in your last few years and you thought you were going to not pass that class, you should have passed with flying colors. You should have been summa cum laude at the end of the day, because it was that simple and that easy. And even from high school to elementary school, you could cheat. You could cheat. That's all I'm gonna say is you could have cheated. Your kid ain't doing their work. Let me get in close. Parents, your kid ain't doing their work. Why wasn't you doing that work for them? I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm just leave it alone. You could cheat. That's all I'm gonna say. And for the college students, I'm sure that helped you a lot. So I think y'all are okay. But how do we move forward to help to get things back on track, especially for the people who never had a track to get on in the first place because they never learned how the school system is supposed to work. Um, Again, my favorite thing is talk to somebody. So talk to somebody, get a therapist. I'm gonna get one. Oh, we sending names. I gotta read on the phone, y'all. So I gotta kind of lean in close. I might bring y'all a little bit closer, but I like my view here. Because my computer, her died. So sorry. Somebody chime in, please. Anybody. We could talk about it. Comments, get the comment and let's talk about it. Have y'all had experience with this black pandemic education? That this hot ghetto mess that we've been going through. Teachers, talk to me. What how y'all feeling? What are y'all going through? How can we move forward? How can we move on? Please tag all the sisters. Parents of students, talk to me. How are you feeling? Are your kids okay? What are their grades looking like? Are they gonna pass this year? That has been my number one question throughout this whole pandemic. Are you gonna pass this class? Are you gonna go to the fifth grade? Are you gonna go to middle school? What's going on? And accountability is something that you learn throughout the years as well. It's just a lot. It's a lot that these kids just did not get. And yeah. So that is my input on the Black pandemic education. Um I'm gonna take I can't see the time. I'm gonna take 10 to 15 minutes to speak with the comments, talk to y'all talk to me. Keep tagging people. Let's get some people in here. We got another show coming up, the music review. Yeah, so we trying to get everybody up in here so we can go in and shift them to the next, slide them to the side. I'm gonna go grab my charger so I can get back on a computer so I can do the same thing. Don't go anywhere. Play me some music real quick, and I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Okie dokie.
I simply
That song is always a vibe. That is a classic right there, y'all. And y'all don't even know it yet. But it's okay, y'all gonna learn. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and read some of these comments for the next 10 minutes. All right. I'm trying to bring my computer back up so I can not strain myself to read up here. Let's see if it loads back up. Something went wrong. Try again. It's coming back up, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm lying. I'm lying. The astigmatism is kicking in, baby. It's kicking in. Hope I ain't messing anything up. All right, here we go. So it says, mine have an issue with going from being on virtual and having to deal with peers, the anxiety. Yes. So like I said, when I was speaking on the elementary school children, a lot of that, that time that you're learning that this is the environment that you're gonna be in. What age are your kids? What age are they? Because I don't wanna speak on. I want to speak from that perspective. What grade are they in? But yes, the anxiety the anxiety is definitely there. The anxiety is there. The social anxiety is there. Oh, that's my baby brother. Love you more. 10 and 13. Oh, okay, so you got, yeah. So my son is 10. So I could get where the anxiety comes from. And because people have been, like I said, cooped up for so long, and especially the kids, this energy that they're giving out, like, some you just don't know how to take people, especially if you've been to yourself for a few years, been virtual, for a few years, stepping into a classroom, getting back to regular textbooks, and now you got a bunch of kids around you. It's a lot. It's a lot. Thank you, mommy. Oh, we got the four box going. What happened? Yeah, so definitely the anxiety is there, and having to work around it or try to figure out how to cope with it is like the big thing that we are having to, like, that's our challenge now. So, like I said, definitely I want to try the whole therapy thing, and that's cool too. Um Also, I don't know. I really want to figure out how to get closer with my son and build a better relationship with him, because like his emotional state for me, it's just, I don't know, and we might need a family therapy instead of a just single therapist by ourselves. I think the family therapy will definitely be um beneficial at the end of the day. But yes, thank you. Thank you for your input. I always love your input, Miss Johnson. Period. Shout out to my mama and my brother in here. My in-laws, but I call them my mama and my brother because that's family. You know. Thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for liking and sharing and putting your input and showing love. Um, y'all also remember Culture Visit TV. We got the music review. We're gonna keep it popping, keep it going. Make sure y'all tune in for that. Um, T, what time is that starting?
We probably start the music review at about my time 8. Yeah, on Wednesdays we do music review at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so 8 p.m. What is that? Is that CST?
Yeah, CDT.
CDT? But it's gonna be 9 p.m. over here on the east side. East side.
Make sure you tune in.
Make sure y'all tune in, y'all. Please tune in. It's all my artists. If y'all want y'all music played, y'all want y'all music heard, come through to the music review. You never know what you're gonna hear, who you might meet. You know, I want y'all to know any publicity is good public, ding ding. Any publicity is good publicity. Make sure y'all send y'all music right there to these emails here. Oh, this email here. And yeah, have us listen to it because we ain't gonna do nothing but tell you if that thing fire. In the comments, gonna tell you too. And if that thing ain't fire, we gonna tell you how we feel as well. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be raw. I ain't got a problem telling somebody. Tell your engineer to turn them 808s down. It's booming a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. You could be like, you know what I'm saying? If you did a little bit of a shooby dooby doo right here instead of over there, you might get a little constructive criticism. So y'all come through to the music review. It's gonna be 8 p.m. CDT, 9 p.m. EST, because you know how we be on the east side. Thank y'all again for coming through to the Sister Talk TV podcast, Culture Vision TV podcast with Twisted Nappy Music MGMT. It's your girl Yoshi Mommy, and you already know what it is. Make sure y'all come through tomorrow, because it's Cinco de Mayo. Have a margarita, and you better have one too, or you just gonna be flute. I don't know. Have a taco. Have a something. Yeah. Thank y'all again. Black pandemic education. We talked about all the levels of school. We talked about all the anxiety that everybody is having. But we're gonna make it through together as one family. As always, peace and love. Hit them with the music. Let's get ready for this music review. Send your music in. Send it in. Anybody want to collab with me? Hit me up. Follow me. Yoshi_mommy on all platforms. And we out. Hit the likes. And I got my Chipotle already. Show me something you really know. Talk about